How you going, guys? Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a video. We've been flat out trying to get as much work as we possibly can. A few different things are going on. This little video is just about the new hitch that we've put on the van. Really good bit of gear. Really happy with it. And next year we're setting ourselves up that next year is going to be a really big year for us. We've got a lot of travelling to do next year. We're waiting on the new tow vehicle. Yes, it will be another Ranger. V6, it's getting stretch in the chassis. Obviously a dual cab. The rear wheels will be moved further back and we can fit a 3/4 size tray on it. GVM, GCM upgrades, bull bar, all the bells and whistles. So it's going to be pretty flash little bit of gear. But we've got to keep working our guts out to try and get enough money together to travel again. So unfortunately we've just had a few weeks off and we've gone back to work and done just over a week's work, and it's poured down rain, so we've got no work for the next week or so. So that's why I'm doing a bit of editing. So anyway, hopefully you like this video. Yeah, we don't get any sponsorship from these guys. Our only sponsor is Dempster's, and they are fantastic to us. But these guys, it is a good bit of gear, not what you would probably buy if you only tow your caravan once a year for a couple of hours. But if you're doing a lot of long-term traveling, these things are amazing. Once I've fitted it, I would not be without it. It is really good. Okay, watch the video, see what you think. Alright, we've got a few weeks off work, probably 3 or 4 weeks of no work. So we're catching up on all the maintenance on the trucks and we're going to try and get away, but there's a few things I wanted to fit up first, a couple of upgrades. The main one is this Ozglide Hitch. Now, if this thing is even half as good as what I'm told, and if you listen to all the reviews, they are something special. It's a pivoting hitch with an airbag and shock absorbers. So it takes all the shock out of the caravan, transferring it to the car. But to do that, we've got to remove the DO35 and our leg. I've already fitted the jockey wheel. It's a heavy duty jockey wheel. This leg is great, but really, put the leg down, put the handbrake on, everything gets in each other's way. So the jockey wheel on the side will be better, but we've got to take this leg off because this hitch hangs over here a little bit more. So that's my job for this morning. Cut this off, unbolt that, bolt that one on, and give it a test run. The leg is very good, but it's just really in the way. So we thought we'd go the heavy duty jockey wheel and see how that works for us. Alright, well that's the hardest part done. Just had to clean that weld up now and bolt the new hitch on.
Awesome.
Easy. You're right, just film a bit of this. I'll just spray a bit of zinc over this here. Just a bit of this stuff. Some gal paint. Just to stop it going rusty. Give it a couple of coats of that. rip that off and unbolt the hitch, put the new one on. It's about as hard as it is. Not very.
That's great.
Easy. Just waiting for that paint to dry, so I might as well just rattle all these bolts out, take the hitch off, measure up the holes, and I'll blow a bit more paint on there, give it a couple of good coats, nice and thick. And we've got all new bolts for the new hitch too, all nylock nuts. Where's my socket going there? Righto, so we've drilled the new holes. We just had to slot out the two front holes because this is only a 4-bolt hitch, which is the standard 3.5 ton. So we've just drilled them out and cleaned them out with the die grinder. We're going to blow a bit of paint over it because it looks a bit daggy. And then fit the hitch up. Righto, she's all on. Just got to grab the nuts from underneath, do all the nuts and bolts up, put the shockies back on, do them back up, put the airbag back in. It's all quite simple. The hardest part was actually drilling the holes, the new holes for the bolts, and that wasn't all that hard either. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I think it's going to be fantastic. Alright, so that's it. That definitely wasn't real hard at all. Righto, we're all hooked up, taken for its first test drive. Behind the little Ranger. Well, not little Ranger, it's a 3.2. It's alright. Does the job quite well. This should make it a much more pleasant experience towing this thing. It's a 19-foot bush tracker. And fully loaded we're about 3.25 tonne. We've got about 260 kilos ball weight. So we'll see what difference it makes. Okay, we've got about 30 pound in the bag. About 28-30 pounds, something like that. And you can see what this hitch does. It just takes the real shock loading off the car. This will be interesting to see how good this is. Let's go for a drive. Well, it's a shame I didn't get the camera set up right. It makes things look a little bit skewy, but yeah, it's only because the camera's cockeyed, that's all. But this thing here, what it does, every time you see it moving, that is that unit taking all the shock that's transferred from the caravan to the car. It just absorbs it. It's like a giant shock absorber. This thing, it really is worth its weight in gold. It makes your ride so much better in the car. You can still feel your towing, but it seems like it's more a constant weight. It doesn't thump and bang and push. It's yeah, it's really definitely worthwhile. Okay, so price wise, these things aren't a cheap unit. They are Australian made, they're very good quality, and around $2,800. Yeah, it's not to be sneezed at, but definitely recommend it. I do think it's worth it. Rightio, so we've got a couple of weeks off work. Been a mad panic getting everything done. Yeah, we've just fitted the new Ozglide Hitch, so we're keen to see how that goes. We've got the quad on the back and some nice new wheels and tyres. We needed new tyres and I happened to pick up those wheels off Facebook Marketplace thanks to a fella called Ron down at Harvey Bay for 80 bucks for the set. I just gave them a quick polish up and they come up a treat. We'll have another video shortly. A quick trip up north to visit my mate Ted, and yeah, then we're back to work.